welcome to the Smart Moving mod. You can see that this mod is gonna be a good one. That's simply because I'm laying down. When do you ever get to lay down in Minecraft? Besides in a bed, but like lay down is in crawling laying down. So as you can see, this is the Smart Moving mod. I'm Unspeakable Gaming, and today I'm going to show you some of the awesome things you can do with the Smart Moving mod. So you can see I have a lot of awesome contraptions set up around me, and this is going to be one of the most popular. It is a very popular mod, I'll say that. It's not going to be the most popular mod out there, but it's a mod that is a must-have. It's perfect for parkour, and I wouldn't doubt you that there's probably parkour maps out there just for this mod. So without further ado, I'd say let's go ahead and get started with some of the simple things. So the first thing is some of these controls might get kind of confusing for y'all in watching this mod showcase, but if you're a little confused, if you go on the forum page where you're going to download this mod, all the controls are listed and they are pretty simple if you kind of read along. But yeah, so let's say I want to get up this little wall right here. So what we can basically do is we can hold control and then we can jump, and then basically that will give us a boost up. We're probably going to have to press W too so we can go forward and get the rest of the way up the wall. But yeah, so that's one of the simple things you can do. You can press control on a wall, you can kind of go up to it, and then you can just kind of jump on it. Now if you're on a 2-block wall, it will probably be a lot easier. Let me go ahead and show you guys that real quick. So for example, if I were to dig this out and make this a 2-block wall, I can get up this one a lot easier without jumping. I can just hit control and go right up it instead of jumping like the other one. Now let's say you want to get up a bigger wall. Let's say you want to get up this thing. So next thing I'm going to show you is something called charged jumping. So this is pretty cool. So you're going to hold shift and then you're going to hold space at the same time, and then that will give you a little bit of a charge, and you can see when you let it go, you jump a lot higher than normal. See, here's the normal jump. I only made it to the 3rd block. The top of my head is hitting the 3rd block, and then on the charge jump, the top of my head hit the 4th block. Now, simply, you know that you cannot jump all the way up there and land on that, but you can do what I just did over here with control, and you can make it up there. So here you go. Watch this. It might be a little confusing, but here you go. Ready? Boom, and then you can pull yourself up. So yeah, when could you ever get up 4 blocks in Minecraft just like that? So that's pretty cool. So, and then also one of the things is you can also go diagonally on walls. So for example, let me go ahead and show you. So if we hit control and we kind of just jump up on here, you can see, and then we kind of just go to the side by pressing A or W, or A or D, my bad. And so we just kind of jump up, A or D, and then like that. Now obviously you can do this not on just walls just like this. You can do it on the side of mountains. You simply don't have to have just 1 block of wall. I think you can do this on the side of like a whole entire wall instead of having just like a block like that. But yeah, that's pretty cool right there. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is something, one of my favorites. This is probably going to be one of my favorites. So you can only do this on iron bars right here and trap doors. You cannot do it on any other block, sadly. But let's say I want to get across this thing without touching the lava. And to prove it to you that I will not touch the lava, I'm going to go into game mode 0. So let's go ahead and go back here, and we're going to just simply press control when under the iron bars, and we're going to walk across it really simply, just like that. And yeah, so we're gonna get across the lava, no problem. Awesome. So yeah, that's a great example of that. Now that little bar that you probably saw right there, that little lightning bolt, is something that I will get to at the end of the video. I will show you guys that at the end. But yeah, so also vines right here, you can see that we have their vines, and normally you cannot get up these vines. You always have trouble getting up the vines. You're like, oh, I can't do it, just can't get up the vines, I can't do it. But if you hit control, you can see that your character automatically latches on. Let me go ahead and go in the other F5 mode, so you can see. Actually, I can't do that because my character is kind of like in the face right now. But yeah, you can kind of see right there that my character just kind of latches on to the vines. And then we can hit space, not W, space, and we can go up the vines and get up vines without blocks being behind them. Because normally you would not be able to get up these. You can jump, you can try, you can somewhat get up them, but you will not get up them unless you control and then just kind of go up them just like so. So that is pretty cool. Now, let's say you don't want to take too much fall damage when you climb up stuff kind of similar like this. So I don't know if it works on vines. We can try it now. But let's say I want to go back down safely without falling. So I can just go back down by hitting control and doing basically the exact same thing the opposite way down. So let's go ahead and try this. And yeah, you can see the flying animation looks pretty sick. So let's go ahead and try this on this wall right here. So let's say I want to go down this without taking any fall damage. So let's go into game mode 0 so you can see that I won't take any fall damage. So we're going to back up and we're going to hold control and back up and then you can see that we can slowly get down the wall. Okay, we took a little bit, but you kind of get the point. You can get down walls a lot easier and taking a lot less fall damage by going backwards and hitting control, which is pretty sick. Alright, so here's one of my favorites, which is swimming and diving. So here I have a little diving platform set up here, and you can see the animations for the ladders. You probably, well, actually, I don't think you saw that in the vines. I think it's only ladders that you will see that. But here is our little diving board, and this only works on water that's still and 2 or more blocks. So this water you can see is still water, it's not moving, and it is 3 blocks deep, so it will work for this. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to hold control, you're going to press W, which gives you that really fast sprint, and I am in creative mode, and if you were in survival mode, you would have a little bit, you would have that little energy lightning bolt bar, which I will get to that right after this. And then so we have control, and then when you press W, you can sprint really fast like that, and then you're just going to jump when you get towards the end. So let's go ahead and give this a try. So control W and jump, and then you can see that we had a perfect dive, and then now once we get in the water, we will actually be swimming, which is freaking awesome. Look at that, isn't that awesome? You're swimming. I just think it's freaking cool. So I think we should give that one more try, because that was like freaking awesome, totally worth our time. So let's go and fly up here with our awesome flying animation, kind of ladder animation thingy, and then control W, jump, and then that perfect dive. So that's pretty cool. Perfect dive. Perfect. I bet you it would look a lot cooler if you jumped off something like 2 times or 3 times the size of that diving board. That would be pretty sick. So let's go ahead and show you the crawling thing, and then I don't think I showed you that. I don't think I showed you guys this, but so basically what we're going to do, we're going to come up to here, and you can crawl through anything that's 1 block high. So for example, also we could like remove these, for example. So we could just, it doesn't have to be 1 block narrow and everything. It just has to be like 1 block high. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hit control and shift at the same time, and that makes us lay down. And then we can go ahead and press W, and that's going to allow us to crawl forward. We can crawl sideways, and then we can also crawl backwards, which is really slow. So basically you can see I'm just going to get through here just like so, and then we can let go of control and shift whenever we're done, and then yeah, we're kind of back up to normal. Now let me go and show you guys the sprinting thing before it gets dark, and I can only show you this in survival mode because in creative mode you have infinity sprint. So basically what you're going to do, you can press control whenever you're walking, and it gives you that really fast sprint bar you can see above your hunger bar, and it kind of recharges after you stop, and basically it's a lot faster than normal sprint. So you tell me how, let me know how fast this is. So this is normal sprint right here, double tapping W, and then we can go ahead and press control, and it's about double the speed, but you only get a limited amount of it. Now if you want that speed forever, then you can go in creative mode and you pretty much have it unlimited, because you know everything in creative mode is obviously unlimited. But yeah guys, so that's going to do it for the smart moving mod. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. It's a really interesting mod, some really cool things you can do in this mod, even some really cool things that you can do with parkour that I didn't show you in this video. But it's such a great mod. I love it. It's probably going to be one of my favorites. And yeah guys, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'm on Super Gaming, and I will see you guys later. That was a horrible dive.